watching the SEC on ESPN. 20,000 plus up bright and early, getting revved up early today for a huge game here in the SEC. And Chuck Jones underway, and it's Auburn with the first possession of the afternoon. Denver Jones at the point, guarded by Lamont Butler. What an outstanding matchup that is, Jay, between two of the premier on-ball defenders in the nation, as Miles Kelly, wasting no time, knocks down a corner three.
Got a little fade screen from Dylan Cardwell, wide open in the corner. Miles Kelly, the best shooter on this Auburn team, getting him going early is a good sign for the Tigers.
With Jackson Robinson out, Kobe Bryant, number 4, into the starting lineup. Kentucky's best shooter. And here's another great matchup. Amari Williams, Dylan Cardwell, a big, strong defender. Williams can't get a shot off. Andrew Carr can, and he hits.
Anytime the ball goes into the switching, so their matchups are going to change. Kentucky does not switch as often. They do in emergency situations.
Another great cut, and Amari Williams with a beautiful find to Otega-Owe.
And that's why when Kentucky cuts, you have to have extraordinary pressure on the ball to keep Amari Williams from making that pass. Beautiful feed.
Both teams will run a lot of offense through their 5-man. Williams is averaging 3 assists per game. Jones got hit on the arm and will shoot a couple. The foul on Butler. Denver Jones at moving the ball and recently scoring the ball. The SEC plays in for Auburn as well. For Kentucky, Brandon Garrison and Travis Perry have entered the game. A steal by Kelly. Out ahead of the pack. Carr giving chase, but Kelly lays it in.
All right, that's a thing that Kentucky cannot afford. Turnovers for touchdowns. You can't guard a run out.
Auburn by 3, just over 4 minutes into this one. Owe and a late whistle and a foul call on Baker Mazzara will send Otega-Owe to the foul line when we get back.
For Rich Belcher and some of his high school teams.
So look at today's Sonic blockbuster. Otega-Owe
to put up 28 points with 23 in the second half and scoring the last 18 points. You just don't see that very often.
Miles Kelly coming off a screen and burying it.
He set a screen first and then came off a Janai Broom screen.
And count it.
But Chad Baker Mazzara is a player.
Bruce Pearl told us yesterday at practice he was under the weather during the week, but still played, and I'm using Bruce's word here, brilliantly Wednesday night against Ole Miss.
By Otega-Owe. And Chad Baker Mazzara was
playing in the second half, unavailable today, again dealing with that wrist injury.
Auburn runs at times a 5-out offense. That can be really difficult to guard.
Boy, Kelly is feeling it and banks it home. It's his 3rd 3 of the game, and he's already got 11 here this afternoon.
Well, he had 13 points, was 3 of 5 from 3 against Ole Miss. His best game was probably Florida, where he had 22 points, but he's on a heater right now. And there he goes again.
And banks home another one. Banks home a 3. Chandler. Owe got 2 in the air. Now the drive. And Williams will put it home. A much-needed bucket for the Wildcats.
What Kentucky really.
Owe trying to prevent Kelly from catching the ball. Now Butler switches onto him. Hediford in off the bench. The McDonald's All-American. Such a gifted player with the offensive end. And he draws a foul.
Auburn has so many. Chad Baker Mazzara toward the end of the shoot around went over to the microphone at the scorer's table. That
is engaged and keeping his emotions on the right side of the line. I mean, he is a tremendous. He just got run over by Amari Williams. Boy, Auburn contesting every pass.
Well, Kentucky's going to have to work harder to win catches. You have to win that space.
Williams with the height advantage on Moore and draws the foul.
Used his body very effectively.
And he'll obviously be entrusted with covering.
But you'll see Amari Williams in single coverage on Johni Broome, just because Broome is such a good passer. And that's one of the reasons they got control of this ball, was Otega-Oweh came down to rebound.
Kentucky 5 turnovers in the first 8 minutes of the game. Carr with good deep position, got his man in the air, couldn't finish, but he'll go to the line.
Positions with turnovers. I mean, there's been 5 Kentucky turnovers. That's led to 11 Auburn's
fifth-year player. Couple of years at Delaware, 2 at
play for the foul. We are not going to get them. The precedent has already been set. And defensively, don't give up the 3 balls. We got to stay connected at the top and trust each other.
Jess, thank you. That's something Bruce Pearl reiterated to us yesterday as well. Try to get him off the line, defend the 3 well. Jones with a nice feed to Baker Mazzara.
That's basically how Auburn plays all the time. They want to limit 3s and force you into tough 2s. And because of their shot blocking prowess, anything around the basket is by definition going to be a tough 2.
Both of these teams loaded with transfers. Kentucky, an entirely new team this year, including Williams, as we mentioned, a 5th-year player from Drexel.
Rebounds per 40 minutes. That's 5th in the nation in productivity over a 40-minute span in points, rebounds, and assists.
And he's well on his way today. Less than 90 minutes in, 6 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist already.
His growth over the course of this season has been really impressive.
Big Blue Nation getting louder. Kentucky trying to get back into it. Baker Mazzara, a tough shot, and it will go.
He's a lefty.
These guys are good, and they know it. You can see it in practice and pregame warm-ups. And Butler takes one right back and lays it in.
Well, he just measured that dribble by Denver Jones and was Well, Auburn is really spreading the floor.
Baker Mazzara struggling to pick up some real estate. Leans in, scoops it up and in, and what a game Chad Baker Mazzara is having.
Another great individual points. Yeah, it's been the Miles Kelly and Chad Baker.
Williams driving on Broome, up and in, and a chance for 3.
Amari Williams had nobody to pass it to because of the passing lane coverage. They can get right back in this game, but taking care of the ball is job.
17 minutes per game. Their last 7 games made 3 big threes against Tennessee a couple of weeks back. Broome missed it.
Well, surprised he didn't take the first opportunity.
Johni Broome is still scoreless. Kobe Brea is not. You're going to help America out by showing them the way to eat ice cream at some point during the game. Jones got by Brea, floats it up and in.
A really good read by Denver Jones. Kobe Brea was trying to keep him out of the middle.
Denver Jones is on the bench. We'll keep you posted. Brea driving it. Got a bump from Moore. And then a block at the rim by Johnson, but a foul is called, or is it goaltending?
He went through the basket to get it. He at least went right through the net in order to get that. Now whether he went through the rim.
Pettiford drives and scores. Too easy.
Boy, just a high ball screen. He basically refused it and got all the way to the rim. You have to force him to his weak hand. He's a lefty.
Shahad Pettiford, such an offensive force coming off the Auburn bench. Brea, the turnaround is short. And nobody in white near the glass for the Cats. Back comes Kelly.
And Miles Kelly is a very good guard rebounder.
Wow. And he's a pretty good shooter, too.
Wow.
Boy, Moore's a good defender. Williams, the shot put, it won't go. Noah, the rebound. Brea, the save, and it's still Kentucky ball.
Boy, what a rebound by Trent Noah.
Brea, a good look. Buries it.
That is...
Boy, to say Kelly is feeling it is an understatement, but he misses his 2nd in a row. Butler spinning and draws the foul on Pettiford.
How do you guard that? It's like guarding a bowling ball.
Yeah.
Sequined, they were green with sequins along the side. I think Elvis.
Pope averaging 13 a game. Kentucky's got 5 guys in double. Johnson. Jump hook. Too strong, and Johnson the rebound.
Really good job by Chaney Johnson, just making Andrew Carr take a really tough two.
6'7", but plays bigger than that, don't you think?
Because of his length, yes.
Pettiford, the lefty, floats it up and in with the right.
Well, Owe gambled trying to get a steal, and that took him out of the play. And Pettiford is such a good offensive player. Another switch.
And the lead back to 8 for the Tigers. 5.5 to go in the first half. And now Johnson called for a foul.
Anytime Kobe Brea.
Back to the line now for Kentucky.
He has been battling a bad back all season and size for the Tigers up front.
Auburn and UConn.
Boy, what a screen by Cardwell. Got the switch as a result of it.
Carr on Pettiford. Broom back to Pettiford. And knocked down by Carr. And I think he was beyond the arc, so I think it's 3 free throws. And for 3, missed the first. A young man who is almost 11 per game.
I thought he was really good at Alabama at 13 points, went 5 of 10 from the field in that one. And he's really good rejecting ball screens.
Broom is back on the bench, so Bruce Pearl playing a little offense defense. Jaheim Hudson is into the game, a transfer from SMU.
Really important stretch here for Kentucky, down 8.
And another Auburn foul. Followed by number 6 South Carolina and number 15 Kentucky.
Owe just picked up a cheap foul on a free throw blockout. That's his 3rd foul. That was
the Sooners. He sits with 3. And Janai Brooms. A clear out for Broom. Trying to get on the score sheet. And he'll have a chance to do it at the line.
Well, you know he's going to ultimately turn back to that right shoulder.
Players, Williams and Broom left-handed. And as Jay said, Broom almost always. And there is the send due to that left shoulder. Noah gives it right back to him.
But Auburn's defense has been excellent.
Butler into the paint. No, Williams missed the follow and then is fouled. On the bench with 3. Slowly took some extra time before he went to the line. And now they all fall into the lane, as I just talked about it. But the free throw is good for Williams to make it a 7-point game.
You know, most free throw rebounders are really good on the first of a 2-shot. They don't tend to violate after the first one.
That's a good call by you. Thank you. Pettiford for 3. Tahad Pettiford makes it a 10-point game.
They'll find a better core of guards on the offensive end than Auburn has. They've just got tremendous shot makers. And with Janai Broom not getting off in this first half, it's really been the guards that have made the difference.
Butler lying on the court comes up with the ball. That elbow or forearm right there on Baker Mazzara as Butler hit him in the jaw.
Shoot 2 shots and get the ball.
And at the end of the half, Butler left hand, but no, and Broom the rebound.
Boy, beautiful step through, but Auburn has numbers.
Baker Mazzara will step back and bury a 3, and it's the biggest lead of the afternoon for the Tigers.
When Chad Baker Mazzara had at least 2 teammates on the other side of the floor calling for the ball, but he saw that he had Trent Noah on him and he was taking it himself.
He has been great in the first half. 5 for 7, 14 points. Brandon Garrison, who made a couple of threes Wednesday in Norman, will miss this one here again. That's his 7th free throw attempt of the game. Now 5 for
against Chad Baker Mazzara, and all of a sudden the floodgates have opened up. When Mark Pope has had to go to a number of different lineups in this game.
Owe, due to foul trouble, has not been much of a factor at all. Cardwell keeps it alive. Baker Mazzara lays it in.
Auburn has really taken advantage of.
Kentucky's made only 1 3 in the first half, 1 for 8.
And remember, he is a second half player, and he's going to need a second half in this one.
Brea defended by Kelly. Air ball on the 3. And a foul underneath going against the Tigers.
And it has been
to keep Kentucky somewhat close in this game. And Williams missed them both. And the first half will come to a close with Auburn on the road here in Lexington, leading by 15. It has not been Janai Broome. In offensive efficiency per KenPom, they are a very respectable 12th in the nation in defensive efficiency.
And their offensive efficiency is historic.
Yes. As Butler forces it up and will draw the foul, the KenPom air is 20.
Better. And as a group shoot 40%. And they all shoot from the free throw line.
The three-point shooting numbers that Jay was referring to. The team is second in the nation in assist to turnover ratio behind only Gonzaga.
You know, a lot of good shooting teams, their best shooter shoots 37%. And that's the worst shooter among these guards.
Broome, his first field goal of the game.
That's the way they started the game, trying to get the ball inside to him. And Auburn, if they can get him going, that gives them a 1-2 punch with their perimeter and interior that is awfully difficult to beat.
How many teams could score 49 points in the first half when their leading scorer didn't have a field goal? Butler. And Butler, Pettiford, no. Broome had it, but Williams secures it for Kentucky.
Another double-double for Amari Williams. That's 10 on the season.
Broome pokes it away. Baker Mazzara ahead to Pettiford for the slam.
Boy, the turnovers have been an absolute killer. Right out of bounds in front of the Auburn bench.
Baker Mazzara with a force, and it's down to Brea. Brea lost it. Pettiford again, and he's fouled, and just an unforced turnover. And it made him
take things away.
Williams one-on-one with Broome. The handoff for Brea, and the baseline jumper will go. It's a 2 for Kobe Brea. That is Kentucky's first field goal since 7:21 left in the first half.
That is absolutely remarkable. And the defensive job that Auburn has done in this game, especially to run Kentucky off the three-point line, has been fantastic.
And Kelly with a chance for a 4-point play.
And Owe with his
joke. And you and I don't know who the third person is. But somewhere he's out there and he's laughing. What a performance here by Auburn to extend the lead to 20. And on the other hand, Kentucky, one of the best offensive teams in the nation, third in the nation in scoring at better than 85 points per game. They cannot get anything going. Andrew Carr inside, that'll help.
Kobe Brea came off of Andrew Carr with the switch. Carr did a nice job of just sort of ducking into the switch to get that bucket. But these switches for Auburn have been spectacular.
Speaking of Auburn is still doing this without Denver Jones, who left midway through the first half after getting kicked in the ankle. Chandler didn't go up with it, kicked it out to Brea. Brea having to put it on the deck, drives and draws the foul.
But look what Kentucky has to do. Just a great.
The only foul problem belongs to Kentucky. That's Otega Owe on the bench with 4. Dylan Cardwell does have 4 for Auburn. But Kentucky needs all the offense it can get, and Owe's certainly a guy who can provide that, but he's on the bench for a while.
Kentucky sticking with this 1-3-1.
Chris Moore will take one from the corner and hit.
And against the 1-3-1, it's the corners that are going to be open. That low man in the 1-3-1 has a lot of space to cover.
Moore, a 5th-year player, all 5 years in the Auburn program with a corner 3. Brea knocks one down right over Moore. And one of the most potent shooters in the SEC, if not the nation.
Got Miles Kelly in the left corner. Good pass.
Moore sneaking around on the baseline. follows his miss and puts it home. 5 quick points for Moore.
And terrific second effort. Moore in the game primarily as a defender. But you give 5 points on top of it, that makes you doubly valuable.
He averages just over 1 point per game on the season. Brea with a shot fake, gets it off and hits another one.
We got one defender to fly by, then Miles Kelly flew right at him. And right now the Auburn coaching staff saying, hey, our whole plan was to take away threes and we give up 2 in a row.
Kobe Brea with the last 8 points for the Wildcats. A clear out for Broom, driving on Garrison and foul. Band race for National Player of the Year right now. Janai Broom of Auburn is one of them. Chad Baker-Mazara has checked back.
Job by Kelly to stick with Kobe Brea.
Brea's got to find help, gets it to Butler. Shot clock's at 3. Almanor tips it to Brea.
What a smart play by Ensley Almanor. With another different lineup in the game. Got both Chandler and Perry in the game. And
off the air for a long time. We are back, and while we were away, Auburn just kept doing what it's doing. They've played physically, they've played good defense, they've executed well at the offensive end, and number 1 is on its way to yet another road victory in the SEC.
yeah, the time we were away, it has been more of the same for Auburn. Their defense has been outstanding. It's been just a tremendous performance by the Auburn guards, especially Chad Baker-Mazara. Miles Kelly has been spectacular, and Tahad Pettiford, who's taken over the point guard duty since Denver Jones went out of the game with that foot, and he got kicked in the foot, his right foot ankle area, and he's not been back in the game since. And Pettiford's taken over and done a fabulous job both running the team and offensively.
All 3 of those perimeter players have at least 20 points. There's Jones, kicked in the right ankle. Was originally questionable to return, but now has been ruled out. Kelly has a career high 8 threes, and he's got 27 points. Pettiford has 21 points, 6 for 9 from the field. Chad Baker-Mazara has 20 points. So they've combined for 68. In spite of a rare off game for Janai Broom, Auburn is going to, or seems to be on the way to winning this game handily on the road against a really good team in Kentucky, and that's a credit to the depth and the number of different options they've got.
And the defense and the defensive game plan. This could be number 9.
Wow.
He has had a career game against Kentucky in Rupp Arena. But the defensive game plan for Auburn, Dan, has been spectacular and just so well executed. The switching, taking away the three-point line from Kentucky. Kentucky's got 18 turnovers in this game to just 8 for Auburn.
5th year, would have become the all-time winningest player in Auburn basketball history. But there's more. Bruce Pearl told us yesterday what this would mean to him. He has never had a lot of season title here, would mean the world to him. And then he went on to say, Jay, as you well know, you were there, he said, I'm a grinder. He goes, if we win the SEC tournament, awesome. 3 games. He said, this is 18 games and I'm a grinder. To win this here would mean the world to him.
And the way Auburn has played, not only throughout SEC play in the season, but the way they played on the road in this league has been remarkable. Just remarkable. This is, in my judgment, the best team in the country. Like Duke and Houston are right up there. But Auburn, I think, has proven through arguably the nation's toughest schedule that they're the best team.
Kelly tries again. That would have been his 10th made 3. But still an extraordinary day. 9 for 14 from 3, 30 points for Miles Kelly.
And Bruce Pearl told Jess Sims at halftime, I don't know if those 2 banked threes should count, but they do. He has had an extraordinary day here in Rupp Arena.
And again, we thank everybody for their patience and understanding. A fire at the generator here with Rupp Arena is what knocked us off the air. And fortunately, everybody's okay. We're sorry you didn't get to see all of the game, but a really impressive performance by Bruce Pearl's Auburn Tigers indisputably the #1 team in the nation with the kind of season that they have put together so far.
And the kind of statement that the Auburn Tigers made today.
Colin Chandler gathers and scores. The shot clock turned off. There were such high hopes here at Lexington, such a great atmosphere at the beginning. They were looking for another big win, but so many have tried and so few have succeeded against Auburn this year. The #1 Tigers are now 27-2 on the season and have clinched at least a share of the SEC regular season title. The three guards combining for 73 points here in this game. They will be the outright champs if Tennessee beats Alabama. You can see that game starting about 25 minutes from now.